So it's the next video in the CRZ power upgrade 30 kilowatt Frankenstein pack series. So now I have finished integrating the nickel metal hydride MCM into the lithium power setup and DC to DC converter. So this is the old lithium MCM, motor control module, which should interface with the lithium modules and the BMS and the car, etc. So I've replaced that with the nickel metal hydride one, which you can see here, and my fooling device on the top. So this provides the fake voltages and changes the voltages when the car is in use, etc. So basically the rat's nest you can see here is what I've spent the last 2 days sorting out. Is basically triple checking the wiring and basically making the lithium harness connect to the nickel metal hydride MCM. So we just have the standard connector on the end here. We have my manual control interface plug-in port, and then we have the straightforward nickel metal hydride MCM and the lithium assembly basically. So we have the lithium phase sensors, we have the lithium MPI, and we have the lithium DC to DC, which we know can take up to 190 volts. So I'm hoping to get up to those sorts of levels, and that should give us another 5 or 6 kilowatts at least on the sort of nearly 20 or 21 kilowatts we were getting before. So we'll certainly be getting up to a high 20s hopefully, and we may even touch that magic 30 kilowatts if I can persuade the system to pass some more current. I have to interface the switch mechanism into the pack itself, so the pack will just sit underneath. So this is a lot slimmer as you can see than the previous setup. So I'm going to put a sheet of plastic on the bottom here to give the full insulation, and I'll trim down a few little knobbly bits off this polystyrene to get a flat base, and then the pack can occupy all of that area underneath this assembly, and this will obviously just bolt in straight into the OEM positions. And it has one Anderson connector there, and that's the power input from the batteries. It doesn't care about the batteries, all the voltages are faked. All it cares about is that the system is giving itself the correct voltages. So are the lithium cells, which you've seen before. I'm going to hopefully use, as I said, 100 or 120 of these, and they can occupy as much of the space in the plastic container that goes underneath here, the sort of IMA receptacle if you like, as much as possible. And then I'll be using the Orion BMS to monitor the cells, and that has an CAN output, and I will integrate that into the F-CAN here so that I can pick that up with my OBD2 CNC at the front of the car. So that's where we are. I've been working on this for the last 2 or 3 days. That is now almost finished. I just need to get a few more bolts and put it back together. I might try and put the lid on, but this won't go underneath the lid. I'll have to cut the lid so that this can come through, but the rest of it should all go underneath. I might even cut the top in half so that we've got a standard half for this side, which is normal. Phase motor sensors come in here, and this side will perhaps be exposed initially while I'm fiddling around with it, and make something to go over it afterwards. So that's where we are at the minute, wiring basically the Frankenstein setup.